I just did the Silver Rush 50. It's 50 miles long and it's got about 7,500 feet of climbing. It went really, really well. I changed some things from the last race that I did down in Buff Creek. Really surprised myself. I did this race because, number one, it's a good distance to work towards the goal of the Leadville so that feels not so overwhelming. But I also did this race because it's at elevation and I wanted to test out how my fitness is on a bike right now after giving myself a month with that first test. It went really well. So one of the things that I did differently is I used a power meter, a crank arm power meter on my bike. And I've been training with power, like wattage, since December. And by doing that, I can really see on my mountain bike the data that gets collected on my trainer. I'm always afraid to overdo it on a mountain bike ride. So I kind of keep a lot in reserve. And I actually started this race out like that today. Even though I had the power meter and knew what I was capable of, at elevation, I was a little bit nervous. The distance was also longer, but at about the 20-mile mark, I felt so good that I really tried to hit the numbers that the trainer recommended. I felt great, and the time went by so fast, and my legs felt good, and fueling went well. I think the big reason why I did it is because it gave me another opportunity to test my fitness on the bike and believe in myself. I think the thing that I still need to do more of is get out on those really unfun climbs and kind of suffer through that and try to manage the wattage. I have an idea now what I can maintain on different grades. So like, if it's 1 to 3% incline, I can manage basically like 195 to 205, 215 watts. If it's steeper than that, I can manage like 215 to 220 as long as it's not too long. When it's extreme grade stuff, I can actually continue to ride it, and I feel more confident in that now. But you watch the wattage pop up to like 280 plus. As long as it's short in duration, I feel more confident. So I think getting more riding on those climbs is what I need to do. And that takes, like my ego's going to take a hit because that's what I'm bad at. It's like doing overhead squats. Most people suck at overhead squats, and to get better at them, you got to do them. So you got to swallow your ego and give it a shot. I think I've learned to trust myself with these exposures to different race courses, to trust myself and for me to go by the numbers, to know that I can do it with that wattage. It really works for me. Some people probably would do really well with like just a rate of perceived effort, but I've noticed that I feel like I'm suffering more than I actually am when I compare it to the number. So that's one thing. The other thing is, today I skipped all of the aide stations, with the exception of the halfway point one. I felt pretty confident with that. So I think at Leadville, it's double the distance, but I don't plan on spending any time at any of the aide stations. Just grab some food, grab some water, and just continue riding. I'm definitely gonna carry more stuff on me than I did the last time I did the Leadville. I only carried water bottles and goos on me in my back pockets. This year, Sri and I have kind of practiced using this nerdy little pack that sits up high on your back, carries 2 liters of water. There was no detrimental effect of actually using it. And what was really cool is I saw Shri at the halfway point of this race, and we just swapped the pack. So she already had another full one, so it didn't take any time to fill it or anything like that. She just we bought 2 of the packs. She has one, I have one. That's helpful. And then the eating, holy crap. I ate every 15 minutes on this one. Just Gels, had a couple bananas along the way, but Just Gels primarily. I had 4 an hour, and man, you just don't feel the fatigue like you would if you were just riding and not eating. So really learning something with that, and not afraid to eat carbs during a tough effort like that. I don't know why I used to be. We do these because it gives us a goal to shoot for, to train for something fun, and that's not a challenge. It gets us out riding more together. And when we set these big audacious goals like the Leadville, which it is, it's a difficult race, and in order to not feel like a failure, you've got to put time and effort in. And we've been putting time and effort in since December. We got out and rode a whole bunch together, and we're going to continue to. So it's pretty cool to set a goal, especially something that's makes you feel like a kid, where you're out riding your bicycle. I'm 46 years old and I ride a bicycle. I started when I was probably 5 or 6 years old. I still do it. And I have just as much fun now as I did then. It's just a means of accessing just some of the most beautiful nature there is. And when you're a kid, you could get further away from your home. And I was a latchkey kid. I had the house key on a shoelace around my neck. Basically I'd get home done with school and go ride my bike to friends' houses and stuff. So I still feel like that. It's freedom.